Hello everyone, this is chapter 2. Here we are going to talk about the DMAIC problem solving processes. DMAIC stands for the steps. We are going to see the details in the next slides. The steps are define, measure, analyze, improve, and the control steps. DMAIC is a general problem solving technique, and we can apply into any improvement effort in the business and the process side. Maybe it is associated commonly with the Six Sigma, but this is an improvement procedure, so we can implement in other efforts too. Here we see some details on the steps. You can pause the video and then read these details, but here particularly I want to talk about the toll gates after each step. After completion step, we need to go review phase, then we can start the subsequent step in the DMAIC. Here, these are the subsequent steps, like we are starting from the define and going with the measure, analyze, then improve, and lastly the control steps. In improve steps, we are trying to improve the quality levels of the key characteristics on the product or the processes. But if the original process is so bad, we need to redesign it, or if we are talking about a product, we need to design a new product. So the improve step becomes a design phase in the DMAIC, and we can use design for Six Sigma methods for this phase. Improve phase becomes design, and we can use DFSS here. All right. We are effectively using a small set of tools. For example, let's talk about define step. We are using project charters, process maps, flow charts, value stream mappings, etc. And these identified tools are used in each step. We have a finite set of tools, and we are selecting some of them, then we are using them in steps in the DMAIC. So we can use these tools effectively in DMAIC because they are already well-defined techniques, and we know what to do in each step. And it ensures us at the end of the control step, after completion of the DMAIC loop, let's say, we are gonna be successful because we have used the statistical quality control techniques, all of them. Projects are the focal points of the DMAIC too. We have talked about the project by project implementation of the Six Sigma methods for quality improvement. So projects are also the focal point of the DMAIC. In every project, we are using DMAIC in the Six Sigma efforts. In projects, we are seeking for breakthrough opportunities because these are the opportunities will have substantial impact on the quality improvement, major impacts. All right, and also we need to integrate our projects with the financial systems, because when we talk about major impacts, actually these impacts are in terms of money. All right, these impacts are measured in money terms, so each project must be integrated with the financial system of the company. Value opportunity of a project must be clear here. Every project has a value opportunity, and they must be shared within a whole organization, from top management to the lower management and the operational level, and they must be aligned with the business objectives of the company too. And the other important thing, we can talk about the project selection. It is also very important. How do we select a project? What terms we are using for a selection of a project? It's also important. Mainly, we are focusing on the impact level of the projects, then we are selecting them. And impacts are measured in the money. Okay, here's an example, project selection. Let's say a company is at the 4 to the 44.5 sigma levels already, and they are trying to achieve a Six Sigma performance. So how can they do that? They assume that we can improve ourselves for each year 25%. Let's see what happens. Let's see how many years will it take to achieve a Six Sigma level for a company at the already 4 Sigma level, and they want to improve themselves 25% for each year. And it's calculated by here. This is the defective part per million for the 4 Sigma level. It is 6,210, and we want to improve ourselves by the 25% each year. So when we get the 3.4 defective parts per million, this is the 6 Sigma levels, right? If you remember, this is the 6 Sigma levels we are trying to achieve, and it will take 26 years. No organization will wait for 26 years. It is too much. If the improvement goal is 50%, it is again 11 years. So it's hard to achieve 6 Sigma levels, and it is hard to choose what projects we are going to focus on. So we can focus on the high impact projects, and these projects they save lots of money for us, then we can select. We can improve our quality levels with the high impact projects. The first step of the MIC is the define step. In this step, we are identifying the project opportunities and validates the breakthrough potential of the projects. We can get help from the graphical tools. These tools are process maps, flowcharts, value stream maps, and the supplier input, process output, and control diagram. Do not worry about them, but I want you to review the textbook for at least to see how we can use these charts and maps. It will be helpful for you. All right. And this is an example for project charter. Project charter is the first thing we are gonna do in the define step. Pause the video and see the details of example of project charter. It gives mainly an information in the new project we are handling. Here there is an example for spoke diagram. It is supplier input, process output, and control diagram. For example, we have suppliers. This is also, by the way, about a coffee shop example. Suppliers are the Starbucks, Purifier, utility company, etc. Inputs, we have coffee, water filter, electricity, etc. And process, we are collecting these materials and brewing coffees, then pouring coffee from the pot. Then output, hot, tasty, and in the correct volume, in the correct strength of coffee, and we are selling it to the customers. Also, process maps or value stream maps can be prepared in the define step. We have already talked about it. And they must be complete by at least at the end of the measure step. We have toll gate for define step. These are the issues we need to handle. You need to answer those questions before passing into the measure step. In measure step, we are evaluating and determine the level of baseline performance, the present process state, and we are identifying our process variables here. There are two kinds of variables for input and output too, and we are also gather data from our processes. Here we can use historical records, but it's not offered actually. So we can use random sampling on the processes. Also, we need to use observational studies, so like work studies or method study must be handled. Also, here we are getting from getting help from the graphical tools like histograms, box plots, Pareto chart, scatter diagrams, stem and leaf diagrams. All of these tools are familiar to you. We have talked about them in statistics course or also in simulation course. These are the tools we are using in input analysis, data analysis. Okay. Also, measurement systems capability can be important. In next chapters, we are gonna see methods for gauge repeatability and reproducibility, and this technique will measure the capability of the measurement system. We have a tollgate review part for measure step 2 before passing into the analyze phase. We need to answer those questions. We can stop the video and then read those questions. In analyze step, we are determining the cause of the problems we are seeing in the processes. So we are identifying the source of variability on the processes. There are two kinds of variability, the common cause and the assignable causes. The common causes are like random causes for us, but assignable causes can be eliminated by monitoring the process. Then we can monitor it, then we can identify the unusual variability, and it is caused by the assignable causes. So we are assigning causes for the problems we are seeing, then we are trying to eliminate them in the improve step. Tools we are using in the analysis step like statistical control charts, hypothesis testing, confidence intervals, regression models, failure, most and effects analysis, etc. For this course, we are going to see the statistical control charts, but you have already familiar with the hypothesis testing, confidence intervals, and regression models. I want you to review the statistics and simulation course to remember those techniques. About failure modes and effects analysis, it's called as FMEA. We are going to see the details of failure modes and effects analysis technique in risk course you are already taken. Also, descriptive and simulation can be used in a live step, so we can improve our cycle time, also throughput performance. Also, we can analyze the bottlenecks in our system, so we can analyze the other issues, maybe queuing problems, etc., by the descriptive and simulation too. We have a tollgate review these issues before stepping into the improve step. In improve step, we are redesigning the processes so we can improve the quality on those processes. We are reducing bottlenecks like in lean systems. Also, we are using statistical tools here, like design of experiments, because if you remember, in design of experiments, we were designing the products or processes, and this was the most substantial variability reduction technique also. And here in the improve step, we are making a plot test. Then after confirmation and the validation, we can step into the control step. In the control step, we are gonna complete all remaining parts, all remaining works on the project. Then we can transit this improved process or improved product into real production. And we cannot be sure that it will be a smooth transition, so it will be an iterative approach. We can modify our design in processes or the products, then we can get a final validation, then we can make a transition to real life for our improved processes and the products or services. Here also we are using control charts, but on the improved process, not the original processes. Also in the control step, we need to be sure that these gains we are getting from the project must be institutionalized. It means that it must be sustainable, so then it can be successful project. The control toll gate is also about the reviewing issues. You need to answer those questions before completion of a project. You need to answer those questions. So that was it for chapter 2. Thank you.